Senator John Cornyn. Good morning, Senator. How are you?
I'm doing great, Hugh. Good to be with you.
I want to know, I just had a caller assert that because the bill was read, the stimulus bill was read in the Senate, that senators know what's in it. Do you actually know what's in this bill, Senator Cornyn?
Well, I feel like I've got the a general understanding of what's in it. 90% of it doesn't have anything to do with COVID-19, and less than 1% of it has to do with deploying vaccines. And so this is a Trojan horse, Hugh, for a lot of the left's agenda that they couldn't otherwise pass through Congress. So, yeah, I understand that much.
Last night I read that half of the San Francisco city budget is going to be covered by this bill. And I kind of sat there stunned thinking, did it get down to that level of detail? Is it that granular that cities know how much money they're getting?
Yeah, this we earlier in March of last year in the CARES Act, we appropriated money for state and local governments to try to help them with their COVID response and to, in part, make up for the reduction in sales tax revenue, which is an essential part of their tax base. But this floods the zone with a lot of money that is not to where there's no demonstrated need. But yeah, it will filter down not only to the states but to municipalities as well.
How much discretion does Team Biden have over where the money ends up? I kind of like the direct payments to families based on children because at least the government doesn't play favorites there. But how much leverage does Team Biden have to steer the money?
Well, they've quite a bit. As you point out, the direct payments to individuals is not something that they will be have much impact on, but the money that goes to the states and local governments, health care, schools, and the like, will be basically controlled at the local and state level now once the money has been appropriated.
Now, Senator, I got to ask you as well. Joe Manchin, your colleague, said he wasn't going to change the filibuster, and then this week he's made comments indicating that he would. Have you talked to Senator Manchin about whether or not he's backpedaling on his commitment to keep the filibuster rule intact?
Well, Joe Manchin's a nice guy, and everybody likes Joe, but he is being very vague about what his intentions are, and frankly, I don't really have confidence that when Chuck Schumer really puts the hammer down, that he's going to be able to withstand the pressure. I hope I'm wrong, along with Senator Sinema, both of whom has said they oppose the elimination of the filibuster. But we've seen that when push comes to shove, he'll vote, and Senator Sinema will vote for this $1.9 trillion Trojan horse. And so I don't have a lot of confidence.
Is there permanent? See, I'm worried about H.R. 1, Senator. I normally don't worry about H.R. 1 because it won't get 60 votes in 1,000 years. And so I tell people, yeah, it's just a symbolic thing. But if he changes his mind, then H.R. 1 it's an unconstitutional bill. But are you actually worried about H.R. 1 now?
Well, I am. I think that, a lot of this would not ordinarily be, you couldn't pass it through the budget process, but you're right. If we eliminate the filibuster, 51 senators or 50 senators plus the vice president could pass it. I am concerned about that, and believe me, we'll fight it with everything we've got, but I am concerned.
Now, in terms of following up, we're going to have a tough cycle. Your colleague from Missouri announced yesterday, Senator Blunt, that he's gone, joining Portman and Toomey going out the door. It looks like Ron Johnson's going to retire. You've run the NRSC before. How do we pick up the 2 seats we need if we're going to have so many retirements?
Well, we got to recruit good candidates, and I know that Rick Scott from Florida, who's the current chairman of the Senatorial Committee, is working hard on that, along with Senator McConnell. I think there's some good candidates that have already come forward, and but obviously when you have an incumbent, I think that represents some vulnerability. Missouri has been trending more red, as has Ohio. Pennsylvania always seems to have a way of breaking your heart, and Pat Toomey will be a big loss there. But I'm confident that the political environment will be one where the Democrats have overreached so much to pursue their ideological agenda that we're going to have a pretty good 2022 if we can just recruit the good candidates.
Last question on the 1.9 trillion, Senator. It's going to have an inflationary effect. It's already unsettling bond markets. Has anyone really got their arms around how much money? This is the largest appropriation in the history of the world.
Yeah, it's. I think Ron Johnson had a diagram showing if he stacked $1 bills, it would go halfway to the moon. It's impossible for, I think, the human mind to conceive of how much money this is. And this is already on top of $4 trillion that we spent last year during the midst of the pandemic. This is purely, almost entirely wasted money now because as you know, the economy is coming back. People are getting vaccinated. I think we're coming out of this dark period of the pandemic and normalizing our economy and our lives once again.
$6 trillion. It's almost impossible to believe in my 30-year broadcast career. I don't think I'd ever would have predicted a $6 trillion 18 months. Senator John Cornyn, thank you. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Ben and Harlan.